Hello, my name is Paul Wood and I'm the Director of the Ministries team for the Methodist Church. Part of my role is to oversee the implementation of the supervision policy across the connection to ensure that everyone who is in active ministry is supported through supervision as they respond to their call and vocation. Supervision for us in the Methodist Church offers a reflective space where three different factors are at work. It's a place of support and exploration where ministers can consider their vocation, well-being and practice of ministry. It's a place that safeguards the interests of those amongst whom we minister. And it also ensures that ministry offered in the name of the church is collegiate, accountable and is reflected upon in the light of God's mission. It should be said that the word ministry refers in some cases to those who minister as lay members of the church, working often on the margins of the church or in specific pastoral roles. A decision was made to introduce supervision into the church in a structured and binding way, and it was driven by two main factors. The first being that ministry can often be a lonely and isolated place, and the church is concerned how best it might support its ministers in active ministry to ensure they get a chance to reflect carefully with one another and keep an eye on their own well-being in the process. It was also set up in a response to the past cases review, which recommended that ministers and key lay workers had the opportunity to think about and act upon concerns in the local context that might have links to safeguarding issues that were not at first obvious or required a level of detailed reflection. For me, and for many, as demonstrated in the comprehensive research the church has done, supervision is a really useful place where new perspectives on an issue or situation can be thought through and where there's a chance to explore possibilities and responses that may not come to mind if working totally alone. Yes, there is a time commitment to supervision, but the research shows us that it really is worth it and makes a profound impact on all those who are engaging with it. The church has been careful to train some of its own in the skills of supervision. 497 people, in fact, have been trained in the skills of accompaniment, careful listening, constructive questioning, all to enable careful exploration of all sorts of elements of ministry, enabling those who are being supervised to see a way to move forward. It also acts as a checkpoint around accountability in ministry, where red flags or areas of risk can be addressed and diverted before they get out of hand. People often present tricky situations and experiences of being stuck in supervision. There is often a wondering about how best to capitalise on the real joys of ministry or how to enable ministry to move on and flourish in new ways. Within the space, supervisees are offered the chance to explore ideas and circumstances in a variety of ways. Talking, yes, but also using imagination, metaphor and many other different methods, all to enable a new view or to gain new insight. We believe that God is very much present in the supervision space. Wesley talked about how human encounters were often a means of grace. Therefore, I guess we shouldn't be surprised that such an intentional encounter as supervision is a place where we often find that God very tangibly turns up. As in pastoral visiting, we enable God to be noticed when one person puts themselves at the disposal of another. In supervision, we have found that God visits both supervisee and supervisor. Well, there's so much more I could tell you about supervision, but if you'd like to know more, probably the best thing to do is to read the supervision policy and the report to conference. You could also ask those people who are currently being supervised or offering supervision. And you can always contact the supervision team at the Methodist Church House. It is headed up by a dedicated ministry development officer, Jane Bingham, and she'll only be too happy to chat with you all things supervision. Contact details can be found on the website. So thank you for listening.